Hello, welcome inside the mind of Matt. Last time you saw me, I tried to melt some copper with my weed burner. I was unsuccessful, unhappy about that situation, so I remedied it. I went and I bought myself a new foundry. It's got a burner and the foundry, everything in this box. I'm going to open it up, set it up, fire it up, see if I can melt some copper. If you want to see, make sure you watch the rest of this video. Stay tuned. Okay, I purchased this from Amazon. The company is called Cast Masters Elite. Okay, let's see what's in the box inside of a box. With a box inside. A box inside of a box inside of a box. Free backup crucible. The burner. Foundry, some of the hose, valve, and the foundry. Also came with a gauge and a fire brick for the bottom. So the packing isn't the greatest, but it's a little smaller than I kind of anticipated. This firewall is kind of just in there. Not the neatest job that could have been done. Burner's going to go in there. We'll get a close look at that in a minute. But I want to see if my crucible is going to fit in this. So let me grab that real quick and then we'll see if it fits. Okay, so the fire brick goes in first. And the crucible. Looks like it'll just about fit. It'll just about fit. Now I do have another one. Let's grab that. It's smaller than that, so let's see how that fits. You see a little bit smaller. For a smaller pour, I think that might just work fine. Alright, well, I'm going to get the burner set up, and I got 2 brand new tanks of propane, and we're going to get it hooked up and see if we can melt some of this copper I got left from the last attempt. Alright, here we go. Okay, it's about 1:33. Starting to see some molten copper. Alright, I've been out here for just about the same time I gave my weed burner, about an hour, and I have melted it. It's not getting to that point. I do believe a lot of it's got to do with the size of my crucible. Inside of here, there's not a lot of room. My smaller crucible that I showed earlier in the video is not been tempered yet. So what I'm going to attempt to do real quick is transfer this burner to my old foundry and see if I can fire it up real quick and then get this back up to temperature. Alright, so I got the new burner with my old foundry, and it's definitely the size of my crucible, I believe. Sorry for all the noise if you're picking up, but I gotta temper my smaller crucible and I think it'll be alright. But the bigger chamber with the bigger crucible seems to be doing the ticket, so I think I'm gonna have some molten copper here any minute. Okay, to my conclusion, this is what I came up with. Now, I had all the copper in the crucible and it started to melt. Between the tank starting to ice up and I started to lose my pressure from the tank itself. And then the size of my crucible, I believe, was just a little bit too big for the new forge, or the new foundry. I keep saying forge. For the new spate, you know. So I'm gonna, I don't know, I put a lot of work in. I didn't add any more into the mix because, like I said, I was having a hard time getting it to a melting point. So, and not to mention, we're talking on a safety level, this is 700 degrees more than melting aluminium. So we're talking a big change in temperature, and I feel it. You know, I come out here and I was kind of cool. The ground around the foundry is kind of dried, and it's definitely a lot hotter than you know, you might imagine from the get-go. So if you're melting aluminium and you want to step up to copper, there is a huge learning curve. What I'm coming to. I spent this money on this foundry kit. Came with everything except for obviously a crucible and tongs and stuff like that. My smaller crucible would have probably fit better. My melt yield wouldn't have been as much. I'll have to, before I make contact with the seller and make a complaint, that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to temper up the other one, try to melt a smaller quantity of copper and see if I can get some melted up so I can get some aluminium bronze going on in the near future. But I got another project underway, so make sure that you stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed. If you haven't, hit that like button. If you haven't, if you have subscribed, and if you do hit that like button, thank you so much. A bunch of links down in the description, ways that you can support the channel directly. But as long as you let those ads play, that's super appreciated. Anyways, thanks again for stopping inside the Mind of Matt. Keep on coming back, because there's going to be more. Peace. That's basically this burner, wide open as far as gas goes. Pretty much got the air mixture pretty much right to the point before it goes out.